Hi, my name is Linnea Tucker, and I want to tell you why I can't live without my InnerRightPad. I work over at Bear Branch Junior High. I'm an 8th grade math teacher. I teach on level, I teach pre-AP Algebra 1, and I teach pre-AP Geometry. And I can't live without my InnerRightPad. So let me show you why. All right, I am going to switch over to the internet. And first of all, if you want to learn how the InnerRightPad works, there is this great little getting started guide. I just Googled InnerRightPad instructions, and then this pops up. And so you open that up, and it's a really great starter guide. And I believe I've worked through all of this. When I got my InnerRightPad, I didn't know anything about it. So I opened up and there wasn't any really good instructions with it. So I went to the internet, and that's how I started getting used to working with my InnerRightPad. So if you want to learn more about the InnerRightPad itself and how to work it, this is your resource. You can also call me, send me an email, and I can probably help you out. So anyway, once I got used to using my InnerRightPad, one of the first things that I did with it was I set up files for the lessons that I was teaching in my algebra classes, and I want to show you how I did that. Here is our online textbook for both algebra and geometry. So I'm going to go to my online textbook. And I'm going to pick a lesson. Let's see, today we did 6-5. So I'm going to go to that lesson, and I'm going to go over to the practice pages that I assigned my students for tonight for their homework right here. So I'm going to blow up that page. And the first thing I do with my InnerRightPad is right now I'm in mouse mode. I switch over to the InnerRightPad mode, and I write down what the assignment was. So it was lesson 6-5 on page, I don't remember what the page was. Let's say it was 419. And let's say I want to have them do numbers 2 through 40 evens. Okay, this is the start of my file. So now once I've got it started, I'm going to come back over here to my toolbar, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to hit File and Save As. And since I've already got a 6-4 in here, I'm just going to call this 6-4 delete. Delete me later. That's what I'm going to call that. And I actually do have this set up. Here is my iDrive. If I go to my iDrive, I created a directory or folder called InnerRight Saved Files, and I put it under Algebra, and this is Chapter 6, so I give it a place to park this file. And I always park my InnerRight files in a file called InnerRight. So now that's been saved. So I'm going to switch back over. This is your mouse button. Right now I'm in InnerRightPad mode. I'm going to switch back over to mouse mode. And now I'm in mouse mode. So the next thing I like to do is I take a copy of that textbook page, but I want to leave myself enough room to write below it for working out problems. So I'm going to use this button right here. See this button right here? It's called Capture. I'm going to hit Capture, and I want to capture a part of the page. So let's say I want to capture this piece right here, which is the first 8 problems in the textbook. And I'm going to grab this handle right here, and I'm going to make it bigger. All right, so that gives me the first 8 problems, which I can later project up there on the screen, and I've got myself a workspace down here. So I'm going to go back to mouse mode. I'm going to catch some more problems. I'm going to start with 9 and go down to 11. And I'm going to adjust the size so I can read it. Still have myself some workspace down here. And I move my way through the textbook, doing this, just capturing pieces of the page. And let me do the bottom section here. I'm going to capture these 2 down here. Make it a little bit bigger. And normally what I would do is then go on to the next page. So let's say that I'm done capturing all of those pages. I'm going to go in here and I am going to finish saving. It's all been saved. And you can see each one of those pages if you go over here to the page sorter. Here's all of the pages that I just created. And you can jump to a specific page if you want to. I can start at the top. I can jump to this page just using my page sorter. All right? So I'm going to close this file out. I'm going to go and close her out and then minimize this. And let's say this is the next day. My classes come in. I'm ready to go over any questions that they have. I'm going to go in and open up that file. And it was this one right here. And there it is. My kids tell me what problems they want to go over. I'll go over 3 or 4 of them with them, whichever ones seem to be requested the most. And then I can just arrow through. Let's see, they said they wanted to do 16. Well, I didn't go up to 16. Let's say they wanted to do 8. Then I can arrow over and then I can work problem number 8 with them on the board. Then at the end of this file, I'm also going to have a copy of the answer key. And I pull up this file with every algebra class that I have. It is such a time saver. These files that I'm using with my algebra students today, I created them probably 6 years ago. So that's one of the things that's really nice about your InnerRightPad. Now here's another thing that you can do with your InnerRightPad. Let's say let's say I want to work this problem right here, and it's rather long. Let's pretend like it's long and tedious. What I can do is I can show the first step. Okay, it says tell whether the ordered pair is a solution of the given inequality. What I can do is I can take this step at a time. So I don't have to repeat this every time I open up the file. I can make a duplicate page of this. I'm going to hit duplicate page, and it looks like nothing has changed. But if I go into page sorter, you can see right here and right here I have identical pages. So I'm going to go into the second page. You can also use your arrow keys. See how I've created an identical page there? Right here, I want to now maybe show the kids that I'm inserting the points. So I'm going to take a y of 0, plug that in, put in 2 for my x, make a duplicate page. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the math. Duplicate page. And then I would ask my kids, is 0 greater than -6? Yes, it is, and that is true. So if I save that into my file, save, you can also save down here. Save down here. Let me go back to the beginning. I'm going to go back to my page sorter. And let me show you what that did. The kids want to go over question 8. There's question 8, and I've got it started for them. And I'm just going to arrow through this. And I don't have to rewrite that same thing every time. I wouldn't do that on a problem like this. I'll show you another problem that I would do this kind of thing on. All right? So that's one of the ways I use my InnerRightPad. I'll show you another problem here in a minute in part 2 of this video. So hold on a minute. All right, this is the second part to my video. I'm going to show you quickly one of the things that I use a lot with both my on-level and my algebra students. It's already been created. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to open up a file that I've already created that I use all the time. It's in the teacher drive. 8th grade math. I don't know why we call these placemat problems. They're multiple representations. So let's open up one with a positive slope. And I don't know, let's pick, let's pick here road trip. That's the first one we always start off with. So let me open this up. So the kids get this worksheet, and it's real tedious for me to always be writing in all of the numbers and then scaling out the graph and writing in all of the titles and the labels and graphing the points. So I've created this file, and I could talk with my kids about the problem, and I can show them, get them started, talk about the situation, what the first number is, and what should go in next, and give them enough of a push where then they can finish out, say, filling in that column right there. So I give them some time to fill in that column, and I'm going to arrow over, and my column's already filled out. Because I used my duplicate button right here, I used the duplicate button there, and I did it one time, and I made a duplicate of that page.
See you tomorrow.
See ya. So then we talk about the process, and if the Tuckers are on the road traveling 70 miles per hour for 1 hour, how far have they gone? And so I can get them started on the process here, and then it's enough of a push for them to fill this out, and then when they're done, I've already got mine done. So I'm just going to show you how I can go through here and I talk about, this and that, and show them that they need a title, and this is going to be 0, 0 for your scales. I've already got that set up, and then I could let them try putting on appropriate scales. So we talk about that. Mine's already done. There's my X scale, my Y scale. I don't have to write a thing. I'm just clicking through this InnerRight file. There's that. Do we have to connect the lines? Yes. So basically all of my work is already done. It's a template set up where I can talk about it, and then I can show them the work that I actually did and what it should look like. This is such a time saver. I love it. I cannot live without my InnerRightPad. Let me show you some other things that I do with my InnerRightPad that are real time savers. I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to close out that file, and no, I don't want to save it because it's already been saved before. I don't want to re-enter more markings into that base file. I like it to be clean every time I use it. So once a base file has been created, I don't ever save to it again. I always make sure that when I close and it says, do you want to save, I say no. So let me, I'm going to pull up something that we were doing today, if I can get to it. Hold on a moment. All right. Oh, no, it's right here. Here was, here's what we were working on today. I use my Scan Snap all the time with my InnerRightPad. I am always scanning in any of the worksheets that we're using. We did this one today. So it's real nice to be able to pull up any kind of worksheet and then be able to write on top of it. So we do this all the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I went through this worksheet with my kids today, so it's real nice when you're in InnerWrite mode to be able to annotate on top of a Word document or on top of a PDF file, on top of a PowerPoint. I do this all the time, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Some of the other fun things that you can do with the InnerRightPad, I use the shape tools all the time. You can change the colors, you can change the shapes. I love this line function. I can create any kind of line. I'm always whipping out quick coordinate grids, changing my line styles. I can do this kind of thing right here. Love that feature. I can go in and erase what I've done. Yep, I can erase it. Let's see here. I can add text. Find the perimeter. You can add text. You can change your text. Let's see. You can undo what you just did. You can redo it. I can add grid paper. I like that function. You can change the size of your grids here also. I do that from time to time. This right here is kind of cool. This is your curtain function. You can just pull it down and show them part of the page. Maybe I just want to show them that much. And then some row headers over here. That's kind of fun. The gallery. Now I haven't loaded up my gallery because I think my version of the InnerRight software is old because I think I have an older pad. And one time I loaded the gallery and my InnerRight software stopped working. So I haven't tried to load that because if it's working, I just leave it alone. There's a toolbox here and I need to go through here. There's all kinds of fun things you can do in here. The kids think it's kind of cool when I grab a different kind of pen. Let me see if I can find the pens. Right here. They think that's kind of cool when I change the colors and do that kind of thing. So InnerRight's got all of these cool tools that you can use. There's some stuff in here that I've never used before. I think there's also a recording function in here that I've not used, video file. I need to learn how to use that because I've never done that before. I use another software program that I would love to show you. It's online, it's free. That's how I'm making this video right now. And I've had a number of teachers tell me that they'd like to know how to make videos. So that's kind of, I mean, if I've got time, I'd love to show you all how to do that, how I make my videos and how I manipulate them in YouTube. And that could be a session all in its own, probably. One session for InnerRight and one session for making videos. So this is just a little bit of what I could talk about the InnerRightPad. So thank you for listening.